Now something I have talked about but not a whole lot is when I'm doing this leg yield over, I want to talk about the timing of when I apply my leg. Last video I did of this horse, she tried to buck me off. She has been riding much better. Actually been riding good since then. So we're going to do a video. We're going to talk about what has been going on with her, what the plan is with her. And hopefully she'll ride as good today as what she's been riding. We will see. This is Dancer. Need to stand still better. And the last time I rode her was out front, and she was really bad. Bucked with me, didn't do much of anything I asked her to do. But at the time, she was also in season. She's gone out of season since then. Back riding nice like she was before. I've talked to the owner and we've talked about a plan. And I'll go over that with you as I'm riding her around. So this is Dancer. If you want to look at her other videos and her playlist on YouTube. Walk a couple of circles this way. I always start with my circles. Every horse, young horse or older horse, no matter what, I'm always going to do a circle or two each way. Let's go ahead and ask her to go forward. She is an Arabian mare. She could be Anglo-Arabian, I'm not sure. That's kind of what she looks like. She could be straight Arabian, I don't know. But she is typical Arabian mine, which I think I have 3 Arabians in right now. So I work quite a few of them. And riding really nice right now. So when she came, the last video she was in season. Really bad season, really bad attitude, bucking. And that was also, I believe, her first heat cycle of the spring. Which if you've spent much time with mares, you know a lot of mares, that first spring heat cycle is a pretty bad heat cycle. So we don't know if that was her typical first spring heat cycle, if that's how that cycle normally is for her, or if that's how every heat cycle is going to be for her. So I'm going to have her with me for at least until she comes in season next time, so we can see, oops, she's pushing into my left leg, so we can see what she acts like when she comes into her next heat cycle. If she comes into, let's ask for a little bit of a trot. If she comes into a more normal heat cycle, it's really not a big deal. We just kind of know that first spring heat cycle. Not going in the barn. We just know that first spring heat cycle could be rough. Now, if she comes into the next heat cycle where she behaves as bad as the last one, we're going to address that because that's not normal. She's not steering here. Let's cut our circle in half. Let's go this way. That behavior in a heat cycle is not normal. And if she does that again, we're going to address it. There's a couple of options that could be going on. She could have some abnormalities on her ovaries, so that would take an ultrasound to get looked at, not a huge deal. And also could be that she could have a uterine infection. That's not a big deal to do something about either. So both those are pretty non-invasive treatments. And see, actually, man, I'll have to push her to go. She had that episode where she wanted to go in the barn, but she hasn't done anything bad. We've been loping her and pushing cows and been back just as good as she was before. So if she comes into a really bad, really heavy heat cycle, really bad attitude, we're going to try to figure out what's going on because that's not normal. It's typical for it's not uncommon for Mary to be a little bit grouchy, a little bit irritable, but to the point where she was is not normal. In the meantime, I'll be working on her collection, working on her backup. I'm gonna work on backup now. Backup is an issue. The owner plans to use her for some endurance trail rides and also maybe a little bit of low-level dressage. So we need to get better backup going, better collection going. Good girl. What I did right there, I took the slack out of the reins with my hands, and then I gently squeezed with my spurs. And when she backed up and softened her face, I released pressure. That is how I always teach everyone to back up. I'm never going to pull hard on the reins to back up. Pulling hard gets them pushing with their face hard. And it also, when they go to push with their face, they push with their feet to get the leverage to push with their face. So just to avoid all of that, I use just enough pressure to say don't go forward, and I squeeze with my spurs. Now she got a little bit crooked. I'll pull enough to stop her. And now I can get a back up on a soft rein. Release the pressure with my legs. Now let's get another step. Release. Another couple of steps. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze them pretty hard, release. There we go, good girl. She needs to get a better backup, and I do the backup this way because it helps to round the back and it helps with collection. She also needs her back lifted up better to get a better leg yield. Basically, we're starting her dressage movements. Right rein, right leg. A little bit of a break at the pole. Let's go left rein, left leg. She's wanting to go to the barn. I'm pushing there. Left rein, left leg. Left rein, left leg. Leg, leg. There we go. So that little thing wanting to go to the barn, that's not a huge deal. I'm not going to make a big deal about it. I'm just going to keep asking her to do something. And I'll release when she does it. Now something I have talked about but not a whole lot is when I'm doing this leg yield over, I want to talk about the timing of when I apply my leg. So if I'm putting right leg and right rein to leg yield to the left, if I time my push at the same time this foot is on the ground, she can't move it over if her weight is on it on the ground. So I'm going to time the push with this leg when that foot is coming up off the ground so that she'll set it over here. Pick up, go over here. So she's in a better position to do what I'm asking for. So I'm going to get a better response so I can reward the response. So let's ask her to take a step forward. Push, push, push. There we go. If you ask for that and you push when the leg is on the ground, the horse really can't do what you're asking it to do. Push, push, left leg now. Push, pushing into my leg. Not gonna, there we go, release. Let's ask again. Push, 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 push. Good girl. So I'm asking for the movement when the horse is in a better position to do the movement. The horse does the movement, I can reward the movement, and the learning is a whole lot easier on the horse. So we're going to continue to be doing more of this with her. That was nice. That's just leg and a little neck rein. More of this with her. We wanted to do more than the first month with her, but what went on when she was in season, we had to back way up, just couldn't get it done. So we'll be working with that and waiting to see what she likes when she comes, what she's like when she comes in season next time. And we'll address it, and I'll fill you in as it goes. This is Dancer. I'll put a link up here to her playlist on YouTube. Until next time, thank you for watching. That was like a different horse.